Hey YouTube, what's up? I'm pretty excited to come at you guys with this video. It's been a long time coming. I've been trying to get all my stuff prepared and just get ready to go. And I've finally got the time and I've got all my stuff together that we're going to try porting a chainsaw for the first time on this channel, first time for me. So everything that I do here from here on out is going to be learning experiences and just trying to get things figured out. Now, what I've got here is a Farmer Tech. I've actually got two of these cylinders just in case I royally screw up one of them. Cylinder here, and then we've got the piston. These are the big bore kit for a 372, so a 52mm bore. I've got a Jonsered 2171 that I'm looking at putting this into. Now, these cylinders are a little bit rough, so there will be a little bit of cleaning up on the transfers and doing a bunch of stuff with that. And the pistons that they came here, I actually used this one as a practice piston. The piston that I plan on using is actually over on my porting bench. You'll get to see that in a minute, but basically what I'm going to do is a very Tin Man and Iron Horse inspired build here. So I've got this big bore kit. This is just the Farmer Tech piston that came with it. I actually kind of like these pistons. They're very light compared to the highway one that I'm going to put in this, and they're single ring. But basically, what I did here just to sort of practice was cleaned up that whole inside, got rid of the stress risers, just sort of roughed it up, removed some material to lighten things up, and I took the corners off of the edges, these beveled the edges, and got them all polished. So this is pretty much what I plan on doing with the highway pop-up piston that is hopefully going to actually be destined for this cylinder. We'll see what happens. Next step is once I do this to that highway pop-up piston, I'll come in and I'll start the cylinder work. The way I've got it planned for now is I'm going to be removing this little flange there, hogging out the transfer ports, coming in, and I will be kind of playing with the timing on everything. As it sits right now, I plan on running a 28-inch bar, so I'm going to try and maintain as much torque as possible while raising the RPMs a little bit and just giving it a little bit more get up and go. So depending on what I end up timing on the wheel for intake and exhaust timing, I'll tell you guys all those numbers. I really appreciate when content producers just talk straight numbers with people, show exactly what numbers they're running on what build, talk about that, and that way we can have actual solid data to discuss. So that's my plan, to talk numbers and get everything figured out. We're just going to kind of go from there. This is just an experiment. I'm really excited to finally have all my tooling and kit together to start sort of fiddling around with this whole idea of porting and getting started on that. I've actually had a bunch of saws on this bench lately I've been wrenching on that I haven't gotten videos of. Got a Poolin 3400 that I was fixing up for my father-in-law, and a old blue. I'll actually show it right here. You can see the 3400 over there on the side. I'm waiting on some parts because it had a stripped out bolt for the intake. And this is the cute little Homelight EZ that my fiance, so technically future father-in-law at the time of this video, my fiance, picked out for herself because she thought it was a cute little saw. So I was just getting that one, rebuilt the carburetor on it. I only had white high temp paint, but I think it actually looks halfway decent. She seems to like it for that Homelight. But anyway, back to porting. That's the plan I got going on here. So I'll get a quick shot of that piston, the highway pop-up piston, and I'll get you a little bit of a before and after. Still haven't figured out the camera stuff. I need to get some kind of a mount or something that I can do stuff on camera, hands-free. But for right now, I'm stuck one-handed. Other one's holding the phone. We're just low budgeting our way through this all. So I'll get back to you with the next step of the process, and I hope you stick around. I'm excited. I hope you guys are too. Alright folks, here's that highway pop-up piston. I just got done doing the same thing to the inside, getting those corners rounded and beveled. I had one little oopsie, and I want to make sure that we get this on camera. My tool had just barely nicked this piston. Now, I don't think it'll be too big of a deal. I definitely buffed it off with some 220 and then some 1500. So it's about as smooth as it's gonna get. Can't nick anything with your fingernail or anything like that. I just want to make sure that I showed it on film. This is definitely my first time doing anything like this, and so I think these are just sort of the learning curve that comes with it. I don't think that should negatively affect anything, considering that got the pop-up piston. It's not going to stick out, so there shouldn't be any real issue with it transferring or scoring or anything like that. It's just, as far as I can tell, going to be a cosmetic blemish, and just sort of a sign of the first thing to do. So yeah, here it is, that highway pop-up piston I'm going to throw in. Now the next step to go is going to be start working on these cylinders. I've actually got two of these. This is the junkier of the two. So we're going to see what happens, but I was figuring I might as well build both of these. Same as I've got two of those Farmer Tech pistons, one of these highways. And actually the main reason that I got these was because I got an extra one of these just in case I totally screwed something up and I didn't feel like waiting for parts. And they're cheap. They're like 30 bucks for the kit or whatever. I probably could have gone all out and gotten the highway cylinder, but the thing was, I figured boo-boos like that probably going to happen in this first build, so I might as well get some spare parts stocked up and get things figured out. Alright folks, just got done hogging out the transfers. So basically what I just said I'd do in the last video. It's been a couple hours for me, I guess. Gotta remember that. Took that little flange out of there, just got in there, started hogging out the transfers. Main thing I'm trying to do is create that garden hose effect that Iron Horse is talking about, having it larger at the base until it shoots out with a little bit more velocity out of the upper transfers there. Got them fairly even. One thing you'll notice, I didn't really touch anything on the bottom. It's still got that plating like there is on the outside there. And you'll even see up around the mating surface here for the gasket, I really was careful to try and not reduce any of this, because that's all I got to get that gasket to seal. So I was pretty extra careful about just making sure that I kept as much of that as humanly possible so that I can make sure this top end seals when I'm all done. So I think that's going to be pretty much it for today. I might make this a part 1 just to keep the size of these videos down. Next step is going to be popping the top end off of the Jonsered 2171 and throwing this on here with the timing wheel. Kind of get my bearings where my numbers are at and start making decisions on what I'd like to see out of this. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Like, subscribe, do what you got to do. I'll see y'all in the next one.